subscribe. Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
Is this the Latina girl? Oh, the Latina girl wants to get back up. Where'd she go? Well, Alondra wants to get back up. This is the Latina immigrant woman who got her a brother. She got her a brother, and I think they might have.
The tamales.
Yeah, we're gonna eat some tamales tomorrow. Um, yeah, this is the immigrant Latina woman that paid my African American landlord 30,000 worth of rent money this year, and also not just that, also the illegal Mexican American Latina that knows that Mexico dedicated a whole museum to the African American Black culture.
What?
So yeah,
What?
you want to be out here talking about money and all this and all that. But what are you doing for your own community? That's what I gotta
More
ask.
than you? I'm not fleeing. I'm staying here on business.
I mean,
I'm not fleeing.
you want to talk about money, but I literally put like 30,000 just this year to one of your own.
Mm-hmm. And all of my tax dollars go to your own. So all of these people here, all of these foundational Black Americans, we're feeding you and your people. That's us, all of us. So yeah. What museum are you talking about? What museum in Mexico is for Black Americans? What are you talking about? Alondra, hop on, ma'am. What museum are you talking about? Y'all say stuff and then don't elaborate.
I'll send a picture of it in the comments.
Can you tell the name of it? What's the name of it? Because yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, and you can't say it. So yeah, you probably talk. There's only only museum they got down there is for Afro Mexican culture. Yeah. And I think that museum is dedicated to preserving the history of Afro Mexicans, but not Black Americans. And that's the only thing y'all got down there that, as far as a museum that talks about any Black people, there's like one museum off in some little village somewhere, some little old museum that's, that's not that much of anything. Well, is that what you're talking about, dear? What are you talking about? Y'all ain't got nothing about us. Why would y'all have a museum about Black Americans in Mexico? You just saying stuff, sweetie. That's why you're trying to Google something right now. You Googling, because that's what y'all do. Y'all say some shit, and hopefully we don't follow up. Now that we're following up, you're trying to Google something. That's why you ain't saying nothing. All right. Go on in there and fix your Black American man. Fix him a collard green burrito, and then get back with me, okay? All right. Let me get her out of here. They're very good at just saying shit, knowing that it ain't true, and then get quiet when you get called out. There ain't no damn museum down there for Black Americans. The hell you talking about? Girl, please. Well, he's supposed to be saying anything, man. Oh, let's get Sai Abdul or Sil Abdul. Hop in, brother. Is it Sai or Sil? Unmute your microphone, brother. Sai Abdul. Sai, I'm gonna have to get you out of here. You ain't saying nothing, brother. If you get your mic together, we'll get you back. Stevens.
Hey, Tariq. I think we're actually thinking small here, man, with the 40 acres and a mule talk. I think we need to go back to the original source of the transatlantic slave trade, back to the Asante tribes, the Dahomey tribes. Go back there and reclaim not 40 acres and a mule. Let's talk about 400 acres and an elephant, 400 acres and a lion. Think bigger, man. We need to go to the original source of the transatlantic slave trade and get justice for our Black Americans. And we can't allow those people over there in Africa to eat well, live well, and have all that land while Black Americans are suffering.
Right.
Excuse me, I get emotional, honestly, man, about this shit.
Now, what part of Europe is your family from?
I'm actually from Brazil.
Oh, okay. And how long you been here from Brazil, sir?
My whole life.
Your whole life, huh? Okay. So, so what do you feel about reparations here? You don't think the U.S. government should give us our reparations?
I think they should, but we got to start back in Africa, man.
Now, why we got to start in Africa? Because those nations don't exist no more.
So, like, if I lived in Ohio and someone from Virginia sold me to China, I wouldn't be mad at the Chinaman. I'll be mad at the people who stole me back, you know what I mean, back in Ohio and back in Virginia. And we need to get even with those people, man. We can't allow them to skate.
But yeah, those countries don't exist. So I'm looking at the people who made the most money off of exploiting our labor. I'm looking at the
Ex-
culprits. That's
exactly. Who owned the slave
the white
ships?
supremacists in the U.S. government and that whole thing, that whole, it was the Jews and it was that group and all of that. No, no, it was the main people were the white Anglo white supremacists. Those are the main culprits, right?
But who owned the slave ships, though?
The white supremacists, all of them.
They were what, Jewish or?
Yeah, they were Christian. There were ships named the good ship Jesus. That wasn't a Jewish person. There were literally ships called the good ship Jesus, ships with Christian names, sir.
Yeah, and people own those ships, and we still know those names till today.
Right. There were different people who owned them. What's the difference? Why should I make a difference between different white supremacist slave owners? What's the difference? All of them owe. So what's the difference?
But I think we should track down the families that profited from it
Of them.
individually.
The whole government profited, sir. What are you talking about?
Oh, absolutely, man. I think you're correct about if we have this money out here that we can give to Ukraine, that we can put we can put people up in 4 and 5 star hotels for 4 years to eat 3 meals a day, pay for their kids to go to school, pay for their kids to go to the dentist, pay for their kids to be clothed. We should morally, of course, have the money to, to give to African Americans. But I think we need to start back with Africa, man. I think we're thinking too small and go back to Africa and take what we can for the people in this country that have been harmed through the transatlantic slave trade.
Mm,
I think letting them skate morally will never be able to, we have this opportunity right now, and while the movement's going, we can't think small. We got to think bigger, you know?
right. So how much money do you think Foundation of Black Americans should get? What's a good dollar amount from the US government, do you think?
I think the 15 trillion's a good start,
Hmm.
but that's small. I think we go back to Africa. We find the Ashanti tribe members, the Dahomey tribe members. We take their
We've already
assets and we keep moving from there. And don't think small,
already
man.
said that, and we've already shown that those groups, those nation states don't work. Those tribes, they don't have any assets, and the U.S. government does. So that's what we're going to focus on, right?
How about the Yoruba or the Fonte?
Uh, they don't have any resources. They got mirrors and trinkets. So what are we going to get? Some mirrors and trinkets from them? That's
But I'm saying we can take the property, that we can take the land, we can take the gold, we can take the minerals, we can take the
what
ports, all those things that the African Americans
you're
went through.
doing that already. You're not giving us anything from that. So give us, that's what we need, reparations. The US government, they're already taking the gold and the resources and the land. And the De Beers got all the diamonds. So yeah, you're all
Exactly. Exactly. How about if we take the money, like the 15 trillion?
got to go back to you. You've already taken everything from there. So we got to go to you, right? We got to go to the white supremacists, right? Huh? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead, Stephen. There was a double mute there, sir. Go ahead. If you can unmute your mic, that'd be great.
Hey,
There you
Tariq.
go. Back. There you
Hey, but yeah, I'm echoing real bad here, man. I have to take off, though, man.
go. Okay. So all right, but thank you so much, man.
All right, bud. Have a good night. Peace, man.
All right. Okay. That was a white man. That was a white man. Talking about he's Brazilian. He was FBA. He was foundational buttermilk Aryan. That's what he was. He was a foundational buttermilk Aryan. All right. Trying to fake the funk. trying to troll his way. I caught it, all that. What about the Ashanti tribe? He wasn't Brazilian. That was a FBA foundational buttermilk Aryan. That's what he was. Um, Stephen, Stephen, are you still here? Okay.
Hey, Tariq. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, now you are a foundational buttermilk Aryan, right?
Nah, man. Nah.
Right, because you're Caucasian, right?
Nah. Like on a census, I'm Afro Latino.
Okay, yeah, you're foundational buttermilk Aryan, sir. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. All right.
All right.
All right, he's faking the funk. Yeah. Well, he says on the census. No, he's white. He classifies himself as white. Sire, Seal, whatever your name is. You keep requesting to get up here. I let you up and you can't speak. Seal, Sai, what's up, man? Unmute your microphone, sir. Unmute your microphone, Sai. All right, I'm gonna take you down again, brother. You keep trying to get on and you're not saying anything. All right. If your phone is janky, stop trying to get on. Okay, we got RJ. Oh man. Well, let me get EJ. Who should I get first? Hold on. We got RJ the tether. Oh, wait a minute. We got RJ. We got RJ the tether. Okay, the Democrat shield. Okay, let's try Seal Abdul one more time. Seal Abdul. Let's try you one more time, brother. There you go. All right, Seal. Okay, I heard you, then you dipped out. All right, that's the last time, brother. You running around here with an iPhone 2, and you know nothing is compatible with that. Twitter Space ain't compatible. I can't get you on no more, brother. You're just wasting time with your janky phone. Get your baby mom to get you another phone, brother. RJ, we got RJ, the Democrat shield. Let's hear some of these Democrat shield talking points. RJ, what's up, man?
What's up, Tariq? You good?
I'm great, man. What's on your mind? Okay.
But I'm glad that you dropped that whole, going back to Africa to give reparations from starving Africans already or already exploited Africans. When I used to listen to that, I was like, what are you gonna get from them? They're already being, like you say, they're already being knocked around by white supremacist Chinese. What are they gonna give you? Like trinkets, mirrors. That's just a wild goose chase.
Right.
You're not getting yeah, so that didn't make any sense, but I'm glad you dropped that. But so you think, you say to the Democrats, oh, they're giving you, um the benign neglect. Why you say the Democrats are giving you benign neglect, but then you accept the most minimal nonsense from the Republicans? Why is that?
What do you mean I accept it? I didn't
Yeah, like Trump.
I didn't vote for the Republicans. So what you mean I accept it? If we're gonna go
No,
simple, look, the Democrats, all y'all do is symbolisms when it comes to us. You don't do anything tangible for us. And what Trump,
yo, you're tap
hold on,
dancing.
man, can you shut your bush meat chewing mouth? Trump has trumped your symbolism card because Trump's symbolisms are better than yours. So yeah, I popped my collar to that. Trump did a chess move. He made his symbolic gestures better than yours. You see? So yeah, the Democrats, y'all can't come back to us with nothing. You can't even use symbolic gestures now, which is what all you do. We're telling you we need tangibles. Y'all,
I feel like you crash out in history because obviously the Democrats are literally known for ending Jim Crow. What have the Republicans done?
who? Who?
What have the Republicans done? LBJ, you always famously bring up
Oh
LBJ
no.
and the deal he made.
What Democrats ended Jim Crow? What you talking about? They were the ones maintaining Jim Crow. What you talking about?
See, now you would like to change
I don't like.
history. LBJ
I know him.
LBJ and the Jim Crow. LBJ and the Jim Crow.
What you talking about, man?
LBJ and the Jim Crow.
Okay, yeah,
Vice President of
yeah. It
JFK.
was the Democrats who were maintaining Jim Crow. Do you understand that?
What are you talking about? We're talking about the guy that ended it, and he's a Democrat. How are you gonna say he also maintained it?
It with Democrats,
What?
sir. My family is from Alabama. You're a foreigner, so you don't know what you're talking about. I think,
Oh, so you don't believe in the party switch? You don't
dude,
believe in the party switch?
this kills me when Tether's gonna tell me about our damn history, like we don't know. How was a Tether? This dude is from Nigeria.
So you don't believe in the party
You
switch?
gonna okay? Tell me about my history then. Okay, tell me. You tell me.
I've been telling you LBJ and the Jim Crow, and there was a party switch. But you want
Sir,
to,
sir,
see no evil in him.
down in the South, the people maintaining those Jim Crow laws were Democrats. Bull Connor, the person who was telling the fire department to spray black children with water hoses, was a damn Democrat. What are you talking about, sir? Bull Connor, the most infamous white supremacist down there in Alabama, who you see in all of those civil rights videos from the 60s, the one ordering the police and the abuse, that was a damn lifelong Democrat.
And what party was the president who ended Jim Crow?
Sir, we, the grassroots,
You're not a serious
no,
person. You're not serious.
the streets ended Jim Crow. It was the streets turning up, sir. They didn't sit up here and say, oh, this is so horrible, we need to stop. The black grassroots was out here putting in work, putting the Molotov cocktails on everybody's asses, sniping from the roofs. They were forcing them to change and get their shit together. They didn't do it out of the kindness of their hearts, sir. You don't know history, sir. Did he go? He left. Okay. You're not about to sit up here and make it seem like the Democrats just woke up one day and said, hey, you know what? Let's do the right thing. No, they were forced to sign those civil rights acts. Both of them. They were forced to sign those things because foundational Black Americans in the streets were turning up. We were getting active out here in the streets, and they had to sign those things. We gave them an ultimatum. We'll keep burning things down, or you better sign that bill and let's get some real justice in here. So you better know the damn truth out here. He's not going to come up here lying and give props to the damn Democrats talking about they ended Jim Crow. Get the hell out of here. When Bull Connor is out there stomping down on everybody. I was just down there. I was just down in Birmingham at the Civil Rights Museum. Y'all need to go down there and visit when you go. It was telling the whole story. All right. Okay, let me get some more folks. And Sai, you ready, man?
I think we good. I think we good.
There you go, man. What was happening with your phone, brother?
Hey man, it was spazzing out. It was overheating. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Messing up the flow here. But
What kind of phone?
no, I got an Android. I got a Google Pixel.
Damn.
Pixel 7.
Good Lord, man. Will you win that phone from a bingo game or some shit?
Hey, you know what? What's great about foundational Black Americans, we could take the roast, all right? So it's all good. It's all good. But much love. I got a comment and I got a question for you as well. But I've been able to listen. I wasn't able to talk earlier, but this is always great to see this collection of Black faces on here, foundational Black Americans, and those who rock with what we're doing. Hey, we're the best in the world. So much appreciation you, Tariq, Nasheed, the legend, and everyone that rocks with the movement. But it's funny, I heard some earlier conversations about they questioning why Black Americans need reparations, and they didn't question why Asians got tens of billions during the Biden administration. They didn't worry about how that affected their taxes at that time, or this U.S. aid. As far as what Elon Musk is doing, he recovered 50 billion. He's trying to get 2 trillion by the time of the 250th anniversary of America's independence, July 4th, 2026. So they're going to get their money. And as you've been saying, Tariq, that when you give the reparations to the Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, that's going to be reinserted back into the economy and recirculate. Now, somebody said earlier, they was like, the stimulus checks messed up the inflation. They only raised like by 2%. And that was for everyone got a stimulus check. So it's like, let's not front, right? Let's not front as far as, being mad about Black Americans getting their money. So that's one thing. But my question to you, Tariq, I was catching up with your videos and you was talking about that dolls rolls. And as far as how they pretty much like cheated foundational Black Americans, Black Indians out of being included with the Indians in the past for their reparations. If you can expound on it just a little bit, because I just want to kind of understand how they kind of decide, they kind of cut us out of that. And I want to land my plane there, and much appreciation to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so what they did, man, they did a whole bunch of tricks. When they started to create the dolls rolls, basically a census for the Indians to decide, okay, who's going to get allocated certain federal resources and land. There was a couple of finesses that was happening. A lot of the black looking or the Negro looking Native Americans, they would list them as just freedmen, to kind of make a distinction, which many of them were actual, Aboriginals themselves. But a lot of times they would just list anybody who looked a little too dark or too black or had hair too kinky. They'd list you down as a freedman. That was one thing. And there's a treaty, the Treaty of 1866, that specifies that the freedmen, they're supposed to get the same resources as the red natives. But the red natives, they've been reneging on that even to this day, and that's a whole different thing. But with the Dawes Rolls, you had white people who said, hell, I want to get some of that land. So they went down and where they were taking the censuses, they would slip them $5 under the table to get listed as a Native American, hence the term $5 Indian. So you had a rush of fake white supremacists pretending to be Native Americans. And this is why you got these white looking people who are the chiefs, quote unquote, of these tribes. They don't have no native DNA whatsoever. You got these people faking the funk. And at the same time, you had people like Walter Plecker and others um, getting genuine Native Americans and then reclassifying them as Negroes. Because again, there were so many Native Americans who had the same phenotypes as Negroes. And that posted a problem, and that has been posting a problem for a long time. In the 1800s, there was a tribe in South Carolina that had the Negro phenotype, and a lot of free blacks would live among them. And here's the thing: free black people, even free blacks, they were not allowed to own guns, but Native Americans were. So you have these black looking people who are actually Native Americans running around here with guns. So they were shook about that. So they said, okay, we have to reclassify these people. So they were doing that reclassification game early in the early 1800s. If the tribe looked a little too black, they said, let's just say that they're Negroes so they can't be running around here armed because that's a problem. So there's been a lot of finesse games going on with this stuff. But a lot of people are just really intimidated about us getting reparations, and foundational Black Americans in particular, they never have a problem with other groups getting reparations. There's always a problem with us. Because every time we point out all of these other groups who get reparations and just money thrown at them, not even reparations, just unearned benefits. These illegal immigrants who come over here, they get unearned benefits. It's not even reparations. We don't owe them anything, yet they get a lot of our tax dollars. But and nobody's really raising too much hell about that. But the thought of us getting something, which is what's owed, now everybody has an issue. They're intimidated by that. Why are people intimidated by it? Well, one thing, there's a fear of losing the racial caste system. See, America, it's been operating under this caste system where foundational Black Americans, we're supposed to be positioned at the bottom. And other groups, they want to gain proximity to whiteness. So if we get reparations, see, that's going to challenge that whole system by financially empowering us. And that's going to disrupt the hierarchy because, see, we know how to flip a dollar. Look at how much progress we can make with economic deprivation. You see, we can still figure things out. We still have found success even under deprivation. Just imagine the phenomenal things we will do when we're getting our just payments. So that's intimidating to a lot of people, you see. And that would create an economic shift. I'm telling you, the problem that people have with that, they know that it's going to be extremely successful. See, reparations, that's going to be a massive transfer of wealth to foundational Black Americans, and then we'll start flipping the money, creating more wealth. You know? So that would be a brand new Black wealth class, because they try to intimidate us by saying, well, we're all going to just trick the money off. No, all of us ain't going to do that. And they know that. Some of us are going to do some phenomenal things. You got people out here with genius ideas, hustle know-how skills. They just don't have the capital to get things started. Man, we will become an economic powerhouse. There will be a new Black wealth class with power and influence. That's where the intimidation comes from. See, they love to have Black folks just poor, downtrodden, and begging, you see, because other groups see foundational Black Americans as competition for resources, you see. And also that whole us being the permanent underclass, that narrative will collapse because, see, we're deliberately kept as an economic underclass, and that's to justify stereotypes, saying that we're just irresponsible and we're incapable of success. And see, reparations, that would just dismantle that whole narrative, you see, because we would flip that. Yeah. And they don't want us to become a real, true economic power block, ladies and gentlemen. Because if we have the resources and the capital to really seriously invest in our businesses, school, media platforms, industries, a lot of the white supremacists would fear that, because that would reduce Black dependency from white-owned institutions. Some of the prison industrial complexes, that will start collapsing, because the reason why they have a prison industrial complex where the white supremacists make money off that, whole towns make money off prisons in these rural areas. That's because of economic deprivation. They understand that economic deprivation leads to criminality, so they help facilitate crime. You see, and there's a whole criminal industry that's utilizing us as the fuel for that. You see, so a lot of that will start dissipating. You dig? And also, us getting reparations, that would force America to just basically publicly admit all of their crimes against foundational Black Americans. That would be a formal acknowledgement of the atrocities of slavery, Jim Crow, and the whole shebang. You see? So that would be a phenomenal thing. And so many people are just intimidated by that. And let's be real, a lot of non-FBAs, they've profited off the oppression of foundational Black Americans. See, the thing is, if we get equal footing, now some of these other buffer class groups, they can't just come up in our neighborhood setting up shop like they do. You understand me? Because they use the fact that we don't get those business loans where they do. We don't get those grants that they do. So they come in and set up shop in our community and exploit it for resources. If we got our own resources, yeah, you ain't gonna be coming up in here with the little janky liquor stores and all of that stuff where these foreigners come in and exploit the community. A lot of that stuff is going to dry up. That's why they want to keep us broke and dependent on them, and they don't want us to have an economic footing so we can get some real good businesses going on and some real true ownership. We can get the janky bullshit up out of the community. That's why they don't want us to have nothing. They know we're going to flip it. Hell, even when we got the museum out here in LA, look how much hell people raised on that. All the tethers were having a fit over the Hidden History Museum. We got a museum built in South Central LA, got it built overnight, got it built in less than like a year. And the tethers were on notice. They losing their minds. Why do you think they were so intimidated by that? Because their job is to come over here and exploit our communities. Their job is to come over here and get loans and grants so they can set up their little janky bullshit businesses that they siphon money from us off of. And when they see us making moves where we are aggregating money among ourselves and getting things built in our communities, they get on notice. They're like, oh, damn. Ooh, I'm not going to be able to come on in there and exploit nobody. So understand where a lot of that weird displaced hate and jealousy comes from when it comes to things like the Hidden History Museum. See, that's why reparations is such a threat to folks like that. When they see us really having the capital to build our real businesses like we need to, they're not going to come in here with the little janky bullshit food restaurants with the nasty food. And no, no, no. They're not going to be able to come in and do all that stuff. Let me get my brother EJ in here. Let's get brother EJ in the building. Brother EJ, hop on. I can hear you, sir. How are you?
Mayonnaise warrior that you had on for a couple of minutes, he gave me a brain aneurysm.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that dude that was from Brazil, I think he had kids in the background, stepping on coca leaves and stuff. So he was just in here trolling and shit. And
exactly.
that Latin chick, I think that she had hot sauce coming out of her pussy hole from her family members getting deported back to the border. But the moral of the story is with these people is they always coming into our spaces talking about we need to do this and do that, and always try to piggyback off our struggle. And that mayonnaise supremacist who was overdosing off crystal meth and heroin, he was giving me a brain aneurysm, and he had me like Joe Biden after falling down about 5 or 6 times in 5.3 seconds. Dudes like that, we already know that they're honorary white supremacists. He was coming in here just to try to, just take the momentum away from the conversation. He don't want Black Americans to get reparations because we
Right.
know that we'll get our business up and we'll know that we can be smashing his women at a higher percentage. But that just goes to show you that once we get everything that we are rightfully owed, these people are going to be at the bottom class, and you might as well just get down and lay down and get hit with this bamboo stick. But besides that, keep up the good work, brother Tariq. Oh yeah, and I wanted to say something too. When you gonna do some more Bucci Bear cartoons? Cause I definitely like to help you out with some of that stuff. Since people be telling me I'm real funny and stuff, we've been needing that for the streets. Cause a lot of these tethers, they got extra flies across their heads, and we definitely need to be hitting them with the fly swatter. But with that being said, thank you for letting me speak, brother. And oh yeah, grinding for a green card. We definitely need that out on CD too by the
Oh,
end of the year. I definitely do need to add that to my Christmas list for these tethers. But thank you
oh,
for letting me speak.
my man, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, brother EJ in the building. Brother EJ in the building.
Yo, y'all sound lazy and dumb as
Okay. All right. Yeah, that didn't hit like you thought it was gonna hit. He gonna troll and then giggle while he runs off. You sound dumb. Or he giggled like a bitch and then ran. You sound dumb.